Inner knowing as the foundation of wisdom in the Gospel of Thomas. In the Gospel of Thomas, wisdom does not arise from belief, tradition, or external authority. It emerges from recognition. Again and again, Yeshua speaks to a capacity already present within the listener, an inner faculty that sees, knows, and discerns truth directly. This text assumes that wisdom is not transmitted from teacher to student, but uncovered when the listener turns inward and awakens to what has always been there. This awakening is not an acquisition of new knowledge, but the unveiling of what conditioning has obscured. The role of the teacher, then, is not to supply answers, but to unsettle false certainty and draw attention back to direct perception. Wisdom emerges at the moment recognition replaces reliance, and the listener realizes that what was sought externally was never absent within. Inner knowing in the Gospel of Thomas is not mystical guesswork or emotional intuition. It is a precise awareness, the ability to perceive reality without distortion. When Yeshua says, "Whoever has ears to hear, let them hear," he's not calling for obedience, but for perception. The sayings are intentionally sparse, paradoxical, and disruptive because they are designed to trigger recognition, not to provide doctrine. Wisdom in this framework is what remains when illusion falls away. Once illusion dissolves, clarity does not need reinforcement. It stands on its own. What emerges is a stable, sober wisdom rooted in direct seeing, incapable of being manipulated by fear, authority, or belief. This inner knowing precedes belief. Belief depends on acceptance of ideas. Inner knowing depends on direct encounter. The Gospel of Thomas consistently warns against mistaken inherited narratives, religious structures, or social consensus for truth. Instead, it points inward. The kingdom is inside of you and outside of you. Wisdom begins the moment a person trusts their own capacity to see clearly rather than deferring to intermediaries. From that trust, authority shifts inward, and the individual becomes responsible for their own seeing rather than sheltered by borrowed certainty. This marks the true beginning of wisdom, not as agreement with the system, but as lived alignment with what is directly known. From this foundation, common sense is restored. Discernment becomes simple, not because life is easy, but because perception is clear. When reality is seen as it is, right action follows naturally. There is no need for elaborate moral systems or enforced conformity. Wisdom expresses itself as proportion, balance, and grounded response. This is why the wisdom in the Gospel of Thomas feels calm and unmistakable rather than loud or coercive. It does not demand allegiance, performance, or constant defense, because truth does not need to shout to be known. When inner knowing is intact, wisdom carries its own authority, steady, self-evident, and impossible to counterfeit. The Gospel of Thomas also links inner knowing to transformation. To know is not to accumulate information, but to be changed by recognition. Those who awaken to this inner faculty are no longer ruled by fear, status, or external validation. They become free, capable of standing in truth without needing permission. Wisdom, then, is not an achievement, but a return, a remembering of the intelligence that existed before conditioning. From this return flows a life marked by integrity, courage, and inner coherence rather than performance or compliance. Transformation is complete when wisdom is not longer something one speaks about, but something one embodies in every choice and response. In this light, the Gospel of Thomas is not a book of beliefs to adopt, but a mirror to look into. It does not offer answers to memorize. It invites the reader to see. And when inner knowing is restored, wisdom is no longer something sought. It becomes the natural way life is lived. It reawakens the faculty of direct perception that modern belief systems suppress, reminding that reader that truth is recognized, not authorized. From this place, discernment no longer relies on consensus or tradition, but on clarity born of seeing what is real. Life is met without distortion, reaction softens into understanding, and action becomes proportionate rather than compulsive. Wisdom expresses itself quietly through grounded presence, simplicity, and coherence between what is seen and how one lives. In this way, the Gospel of Thomas restores not only insight but sanity, returning the human being to an unmediated relationship with reality itself.